Hey guys, happy Tuesday. I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay. Today we come in with the energy of the Eight of Wands. We've got the King of Coins, the Three of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. Okay. So I'm not too concerned that we went down we go down from the 8 to the 7. I'm not so concerned about that. It's not a big leap. But what I am concerned about is we're missing swords, air in here. Excuse me. So our thought process, how we get to the thoughts that we get, why we think what we think, may be a little bit skewed today. So I don't think this is just for a one day either, because what I'm really getting from here, see what house Saturn and Sag is in your chart, and that's where this will apply to you. I think what you're really being asked to do is, with the Eight of Swords, it's about, burning away things from the past, like old patterns or things that we picked up, that we do and we don't know why we do them. It's now that that's burnt away, what we're looking to do here is go in a direction that we step outside of our comfort zone, right? Say, for example, you are someone who is very fixed in your way of thinking. It's basically about stepping outside of the boxes that you create in your day-to-day environment, right? If you're in a job that is mundane and boring, or anything in life, right? It doesn't need to be just your job. Relationships too, right? Anything that requires a little bit more, maybe taking a little bit more responsibility, right? If you've been a little bit complacent, if you bolt when things get tough and you just leave people holding the bag for things that are your responsibility, you may get hit a little bit hard here. But for the rest of you, if you're looking to step outside of the box that you've got, right? If you've created maybe a smaller scope for yourself, if you want more in your life, in your job, in a relationship, right? It's the opportunities will be here to present themselves to you, but you've got to be open to it, right? You've got to get like your zing back, your music and your soul back. You've got to get some zest for life back here, because sometimes we get drained, right? We get complacent, we get bored, we don't take responsibility, we don't take on more responsibility, right? We just go through the motions. So you're being really asked here to just remember to, I think with that Three of Cups in there, this is normally what I'm getting off of this card in this read today, is we innately take with us patterns of, how we've related to family or what we've grown up on, I guess. And sometimes those rear their heads when we think we've dealt with things, right? And they don't need to be necessarily negative things. They're just things that are outgrown, right? Like, it's ways of thinking, patterns of doing things, how we do things, how we respond to things. The sayings we pick up as we're kids from our parents or grandparents, right? If we're applying them and they're outlived and they're not really serving the purpose and they're stagnating your life, you want to look at that, right? If it's holding you back in some way, or with the King of Coins here, it's basically a card telling you to take on more responsibility. If you are someone, like I say, who kind of, takes a stage left in responsibilities when things get tough, you're gonna want to maybe look at how you're doing that. If you're someone who is doing the bare minimum in life, you may want to take on more responsibility, right? You may want to do something different. You may want to travel or take a class or do something to expand your skill set or take on a new skill set or take on a new job. Those are the positives of this. The Eight of Wands is really just saying, you know, we've burnt away the old, right? And we want to take in the new here, but we want to do it in a way that is self-honoring, keeps our moral compass in check. We're not running through the village, running over people to get the things that we want. That's where the negative is going to be. So again, that's why I'm telling you, check where Saturn and Sag is, in what house that is, and this is where that'll apply to you. It just means that that's where, you know, you're getting help now from the universe, and that's maybe where you need to amp things up. Right? When we get complacent and our day-to-day stuff just gets boring, we need to go back and look at how can we zhuzh that up, right? How can we do things a little bit differently? What can we take on, you know, that shakes that up a bit? Are we looking too far in the future, right? Are we borrowing trouble from another day when we should really just be focusing on where we are, right? That sometimes when we're so far away from what we are in, it becomes stale, right? So you want to just look at that. This is either going to be a positive for you or a wake-up call. Either of the two, right? So if you're not taking on responsibility and you're hiding out from life, you're going to be asked to take on more responsibility. If you're looking to step outside of your box, the opportunities are going to present themselves, okay? So be present so you don't miss them, okay? That's what I think this is in here today. I think that that's exactly what this reading is. And that's what I got today. Okay, so I hope that that helps you in some way. I think it's a positive. It's a wake-up call if you've not been owning your part in stuff, right? If you've been kind of just taking the, you know, maybe indulging in things, but not so much in the responsibility area, that's where it'll be a negative. Outside of that, it's really just asking you to just, you know, take on more, be more, live more, and enjoy more, okay? So in a balanced way, however. So see where that sits in your chart, and that's how it will apply to you, okay? Thank you so much. If you need a private reading, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to do that for you, okay? Thank you so much.